Big things happening in Alberta. The newly elected Rachel Notley government, NDP, is going to put an end to big money in politics.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Nikki, Orange Crush, perhaps?
Yeah.
Mm.
Cheers.
Anyhow,
that's fantastic.
Some points Notley made in her speech that I personally wish, I'm sure Nikki wants for our province, Saskatchewan.
Yes, I do.
Some point she made is she wants to get rid of the flat tax in favor of a progressive tax.
I'll explain that in a minute. I know it sounds tricky, but I got it.
She wants to raise corporate tax by 2%.
Stick it to them.
Raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, $15 an hour.
This is nice. Yeah,
that's a good thing. It's a good thing. And wants to get rid of union and corporate donations to political
love
parties.
it.
I know that's big money in politics.
I love it.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay, she didn't mention oil. She didn't talk a lot about her plans for the tar sands, understandably, because they probably haven't got a clue what they're going to do.
No,
okay? It's a big issue. There are a lot of jobs on the line. I know she was kind of anti-oil coming up to the election, but it's not as if she can just come in and start shutting down companies.
No, it's a big deal in Canada.
There are a lot of people employed by these companies, and there are a lot of foreign investments. If we just start seizing American and Chinese pipelines and oil refineries, we're going to go to war.
It's not going to go good.
So,
and I don't think that was her intent.
No.
Just make things fair.
They are going to be a bit greener with the pipeline, though, and with tar sands, and they're very much against the Keystone pipeline. Anyways,
should be.
I'm going to explain this. This might not be one of her funniest videos. I'm going to try to make it entertaining. It's going to be educational, if anything. Okay? The flat tax, which she wants to get rid of. If you don't know what a flat tax is, that's what they call the tax system in Alberta. Everybody in the province pays the same amount, the same percentage of their wage. A 10% flat tax across the province. Everyone pays the same. That is gone. That is gone. The new tax system they use is a progressive tax system. That means they measure the amount of taxes you pay not by a percentage of your earnings, but by the amount of wealth you own, by the percentage of wealth you own in the province. Okay? So for instance, the 7%, the wealthiest 7% of the population now pay a higher tax. The bottom 93%, they pay the same tax. That money that the wealthiest 7% paid is going into things, and they've already invested $625 million into things like education, schooling,
good thing,
infrastructure,
good thing,
healthcare,
good thing,
and social programs.
Yeah.
More welfare, but whatever. 3 out of 4 ain't
3 out of 4
okay?
ain't so bad.
We gotta know. 3 out of 4. So that explains the progressive tax system. The rich get charged a little more. The corporations get charged a little more. This is all because the trickle-down effect, which is what they've been using in Alberta for years, doesn't work.
That's what you call Reaganomics. And it didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Because that 2% money that they're taking from the wealthiest sectors of society, that 2% that's way up here, most of it, the richest people, they aren't spending it. It's in bank accounts. A lot of times overseas in like Cayman Islands or Switzerland.
Belize,
yeah. It's just building money for the rich. Now that 2% now gets shuffled down into the bottom portion of society, which the wage raise helps this. So now these people who can't actually afford to save the money are investing the money.
Yeah, they have no option.
Yeah, that money is penetrating
going right into our
economy.
Yeah.
That raises your gross domestic product. That makes your economy better. Everybody. Even that 7% of people that are paying more taxes, they still gain from this. And their streets are going to be better. Their education is going to be better. If the highways in front of your house are in better condition, your house is worth more money.
Exactly.
So they might lose out a bit, but they're still benefiting. I think this is a great thing. Anyone who's in that 93% of the bottom echelon of society should also think it's a great thing. Okay, it's really expensive to run a campaign, political campaign, very expensive. So there's concern about how are they going to get the money. Well, they're going to take it from the rich by the sounds of it, and it will be distributed amongst the parties. Okay, so what happens is when you're running a campaign, parties lobby for donators, and they fight and they campaign to have different donors donate to their cause. This means you're offering the people that donate you a package that suits the donor, regardless of whether the voting public agrees on it. This can be a bit of a problem. You've got some notes on you want to talk about big money in politics.
Well, big money in politics, the negatives for people that don't really, might not think about it or care too much. But the fact is, it benefits only the wealthy. That's why it exists. They put their own profits and savings ahead of the best interest of the masses, the country in general. This money allows corporations to reshape the economy in their own interest, regardless of things like complete lack of investment for the future. They don't really care. It's about themselves right now.
That explains the tar sands devastation.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely special treatment for corporations who may negatively impact the environment.
Right.
And let's make it easier for them to do such things. And even financial risks, right? We don't have so many examples here in Canada, but look at the American financial crisis with the fall of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
And let's bail them out. Let's use tax money to bail out people that have only hurt the taxpayers. Perfect example. Even foreign policy is affected by big money.
We go to war.
We go to war, stupid wars,
Yes.
absolutely ridiculous wars that serve no purpose except to put money in the pockets.
Yeah, money in politics needs to go. I think that's like in agreement. Everyone thinks money in politics has got to go. I just want to point out like a big example right now. Without money in politics, you would never see something like this.
Of national attention, and in case we have forgotten, because we keep hearing that 2014 has been the warmest year on record, I asked the chair, you know what this is? It's a snowball, and that's just from outside here. So it's very, very cold out, very unseasonal. So here, Mr. President, catch this.
Okay, think about oil. Oil, for instance, that's a big. Oil companies are big donors to political parties. So if Suncor is investing a lot of money in the Harper government, obviously the Harper government is going to do things that help Suncor.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Hey, if you pay me enough money, in which they've been doing this, if you pay me enough money, I will not talk about climate change and the science behind it. Hell, if you pay me enough money, I will say it's not happening. Right? Weapons manufacturers, this could be even scarier. Weapons manufacturers donate to political parties.
Yeah.
Where do weapons manufacturers make their money?
War.
Do you want your politicians being influenced by people who actively want war?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
And for all you conspiracy nuts out there, this is where we might come in agreement on something. Okay? GMOs. If you have a problem with GMOs, which I don't,
Me neither.
but if you have a fear of GMOs being a problem, Monsanto will no longer be able to pay scientists and politicians to lie about the ill effects of GMOs. So this will come out. If you have a problem with vaccines, I don't, but many do, Big Pharma will no longer be able, because Big Pharma is a company.
It's one company.
It's one company. Big Pharma will no longer be able to pay scientists and politicians to lie about the negative effects of vaccines. We don't want our politicians influenced by these things. We don't want it. We want a democracy. We want the politicians working for the people and not for the donors.
Absolutely.
It's all kind of a push to make us more successful countries.
Yeah.
Which I'd like to see more like Norway and the Scandinavian countries. They're doing better than us. They're happier than us. They self-report happiness better.
Oh yeah, but they have a term over there that's it's basically a curse word in our country, America, which is socialism. Right?
Socialism.
Big bad word.
Well,
socialism.
This isn't socialism, but it's a social.
It's not socialism.
It's a social democracy.
Social democracy.
All this money in my pocket cause I'm lit. All this money in my pocket cause I'm lit. I bust my shmoney dance, now she on my dick. I bust my shmoney dance, now she on my dick. But who them boys right there, the rush riders? I believe that I get the smile.